the last lesson, we learned about the wide variety of biomes there are in the world. In this lesson, we are going to focus in on one of those particular biomes, the forests. The forest biome can be broken down into 3 levels: the boreal, the temperate, and most people's favorite, the tropical, or rainforests. This would be another really great lesson to practice your note-taking skills. So we know from our past lessons that a wide variety of influences impact climate and weather. We also know that the equator gets a lot of sun, so it's going to be hot at the equator. In contrast, we know that the poles get the least amount of the sun's energy, so it is much colder in those locations. With recalling that information, the closer we get to the equator, the more the tropical it will be. So let's walk our way down to where the equator is. The first comes the boreal forests. These forests were named after a Greek god of the wind, Boreas. So you can guess that name means it's colder. The boreal covers most of the inland Canada and Alaska, most of Sweden, Finland, Norway, and Russia. Boreal quick facts. It is also called the taiga in Russia. It has low biodiversity in plants and animals because of the harsh, colder climates. In some areas, the temperature can get as low as minus 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Most trees in the boreal are evergreens. It is being threatened by logging and deforestation and global warming. Some of the animals that call the boreal home are lynx and caribou, martens and hares, reindeer, minks, grouse, frogs, and the Siberian tiger. Before we move from the boreal and onto the temperate forests, let's get a hands-on perspective of a real boreal forest from a scientist from the University of Alaska.
Forest. The boreal forest encompasses space around the globe between 50 and 70 degrees latitude. Here in North America, our boreal forest is dominated by spruce trees, as well as moss on the forest floor, cranberries, Labrador tea, sedges, and other different types of boreal vegetation. In other parts of the globe, they have slightly different kinds of plants. They have different types of tamarack or larch in Siberia and Russia, and they also have pine-dominated boreal forests in Scandinavia. Some of the really great things about the boreal forest that make it unique is that it does have the moss understory. And moss is very important in the boreal forest as well as on the tundra. It acts as an insulator to keep the ice cold year-round, kind of like a blanket. Snow performs the same function during wintertime. Permafrost is the boreal forest across much of the range. It's discontinuous in spots, and in the lower areas it's already melted out. However, in nice northern boreal forests like this one, also known as the taiga, we have permafrost-rich soils right below the surface. We have ice wedges in this forest, And you can also see that these particular spruce trees, though they may appear sickly, these trees are well adapted specifically to be growing on the moss and the ice of the northern boreal. This is a black spruce tree. This tree is probably 60 to 80 years old. It won't get much wider or taller than this. There is also a landscape type that supports these different types of species. In lowlands, like where we are right now, it's dominated by black spruce. And on northern hillsides, you'll also see a lot of black spruce. But on well-drained soils like a river, you'll see white spruce and some birch as well. The boreal forest also offers a bounty of berries during the summer season. Low bush cranberries, high bush cranberries, blueberries, kinnikinnick, and other berries can be found here amongst these spruce trees in the moss.
Next is the temperate forests, or the temperate forest biome. It is characterized by its leaf-shedding trees and its seasons. This biome experiences all 4 seasons: winter, spring, summer, and fall. Most temperate forests are deciduous, and they're primarily located in the eastern United States, Canada, Europe, China, Japan, and parts of Russia. Let's look at some quick facts for this type of biome. Temperate or deciduous forests receive about 30 to 60 inches of rain each year and are ranked second only to rainforests. Rainforests we'll be looking at in the next group. So they get more rain than the boreal. Although the average temperature is 50 degrees Fahrenheit, the winter typically sees temperatures below freezing. The trees of the temperate deciduous forests are deciduous, of course, which means their leaves change color with the season and eventually fall to the ground during winter. Because there are deciduous trees, the soil is very fertile and rich with nutrients. There is much biodiversity in plants and animals from the boreal. The list can go on and on. And we have made it down closest to the equator, and that is the tropical or rain forests. Of course, this area gets its name because it receives the highest amount of rainfall in the world. Tropical rainforests are found in Central America, Africa, Southern Asia, and Australia. Quick facts from rainforests. About 1/4 of natural medicines have been discovered in rainforests. 70% of the plants that are used to treat cancer are found only in the tropical rainforests. Rainforests are threatened each and every day, especially by practices such as agriculture, ranching, logging, and mining. The average temperature of the tropical rainforest remains between 70 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit. About 50% of the diversity of the plants and animals of Earth live in the rainforest. So it's a small area in comparison to the real world, the whole world, that is. But 50% of the diversity of plants and animals of the Earth live in rainforests. Pretty amazing. This includes what is called a bamboo rainforest, which, one of my favorite animals, you can find none other than the giant panda. Let's wrap up the biome of forest with the beautiful segment from National Geographic. Please make sure that you have your paper set up for note-taking. Practice listening for keywords. Practice listening for key pieces of information. Make sure that you put your title at the top of your page. And listen as we are going through this, because some of the questions from the quiz are going to be from this particular video to help you practice your note-taking.
Shrouded in a blanket of clouds, they awaken. Their canopies of green glitter in the sun. Their wildlife start to slither, chirp, and growl. And one of the planet's richest ecosystems comes to life. Rainforests are the oldest living ecosystems on the planet. Some can trace their origins to over 70 million years ago, back to a time when dinosaurs still roamed the Earth. While the giant reptiles have disappeared, rainforests continue to thrive, growing on every continent except Antarctica. Two types of rainforests are scattered across the globe: temperate and tropical. Temperate rainforests are mainly found in the mid-latitudes, often near cooler, coastal, mountainous regions. Tropical rainforests are primarily located in warmer climates between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. As their names imply, temperate and tropical rainforests are the wettest forests on Earth, receiving up to about 33 feet of rain per year. This precipitation plays a critical role in creating exceptionally lush and biologically diverse habitat. While rainforests only make up about 6% of the Earth's surface area, they are home to over half of the world's plant and animal species. This biodiversity creates benefits that extend far beyond the rainforest boundaries. Rainforest plants produce an assortment of food items, in addition to ingredients useful in everyday products and medicines. In fact, an estimated 70% of the plants used in cancer treatments are only found in rainforests. On an even larger scale, rainforests help to stabilize the planet's climate. Its lush green vegetation regulate global temperatures by absorbing massive amounts of radiation from the sun. They also absorb vast amounts of carbon dioxide and convert them into oxygen, about 40% of the planet's breathable air. Over the past few centuries, rainforests have disappeared at an alarming rate. Factors such as economic inequalities, human development, and demand for natural resources have fueled the deforestation of these rich ecosystems. At the current rate, rainforests, which have survived for over 70 million years, may completely disappear within the next century. But through educational campaigns, sustainable logging practices, and cooperation with local communities, deforestation may begin to slow down, helping preserve rainforests for many generations to come.
So hopefully you were able to find some key terms and write some things down for your notes. I just wanted to throw in a final aspect before you go back to your agenda. Click on the lesson quiz and take your quiz. But in that video, it showed logging or deforestation, and that is a problem daily. In fact, I just read on the news last night that our government passed a law that is going to allow logging to happen in a portion of Alaska, one of our states, that actually has never been touched before. It has old growth trees, and it is going to be logged and mined. So it is still happening today. That's just a problem that's happening all over the world. It's just the deforestation of old growth trees. And those are a renewable resource. They can be put back into the earth and grow again. However, when we take it out faster than we can replace it, it becomes a non-renewable resource. We have to be careful with that. So now is the time to head back over to your agenda and click on the lesson quiz, and good luck.